Yeah, that's a great question. The question is there an original set of the Hebrew Scriptures that haven't been altered? And I would say no. Because keep in mind, the Hebrew Scriptures are a collection of books. Not only a collection of books, but a collection of versions of books. Copied and copied and copied and copied. This is a whole other lecture and a whole other class, but if you take the Dead Sea Scrolls class offered here, the reason the Dead Sea Scrolls are so important is the Bible, even after it was canonized, underwent changes. Remember the Masoretes? Remember these guys, these editors that went through and added vowels and changed words? Remember when we talked about Kare and Ketib, that which is written, but that which is said, right? It underwent another 1,000 years of these changes, so that the Hebrew Bible text we have today has undergone a lot of changes. Well, when we found the Dead Sea Scrolls, that gave us copies of every book of the Bible except Esther, right? 1,000 years earlier than what we had. And sure enough, there were changes between the text that we have today and what the Dead Sea Scrolls say. So it's further evidence that the Bible has been changed over, as late as very, very recent, a couple hundred years. Yeah.
I thought that the Dead Sea Scrolls had like several versions of each book. So like,
not only did they have versions that differ from the Masoretic text, MT, M as in Michael, MT is kind of the abbreviation for the modern Hebrew text in Bibles today. Not only do they have different versions from what we have today, but the multiple copies that they had often differed from one another, which is evidence that different groups of Jews had different versions of biblical books. And so it was up to these councils to determine which version was correct and then which books go in the Bible. It's a whole other lecture, a whole other class. But it's this concept is a great book by a great professor named William Schneiderlin, who actually this is his course, right? I'm lecturing his course, called How the Bible Became a Book. And it goes through every detail of how the Old Testament, how the Hebrew Bible, the Christian Old Testament, became a book, from an oral tradition to a book. And I think it's a very good read, full of footnotes, so if you're writing a paper, it works, but it's also a very easy book to read. All the archaeological evidence, and it goes through this very issue. Schneiderwin, SchneidewinD. You'll have to check the video for correspondent. He's over in the Near Eastern Languages and Cultures. He was my doctoral advisor. That's why I'm always joking about what a great professor he is. Even though he can't give me a bad grade